difference.
5 seconds remaining.
Back when Thug stood in for them, he was
Reserve time. Dire team back.
It's another melee core counter. What do they want?
Troll, TA. Man, if they had a...
Is this... Well, what's
10
core on
seconds
IG
remaining.
even?
Huh?
What's core on IG?
5
Is it
seconds
Sand King or Omni?
remaining.
I think it's...
Omni off
Dire
lane.
team
Sand King
Omni
support.
offline, Sand King support.
Sand King for Bobaca.
Phantom Lancer.
Radiant team pick.
Why PL?
I don't know. They like last place.
10 seconds remaining.
Can I ask you that question? Can you say that, please? Oh, that's so good.
5 seconds remaining.
I don't think it's that good here, personally. I was wrong last game. Who knows?
Reserve time.
I was gonna say Dusa, dude. I was gonna say Dusa if, but they don't have an ogre or
Yeah.
something. You know, they just have Venge to buff up the Dusa.
It's a good line.
Man, I was gonna call that shit.
How much mana burn does Ilu Diffu have again?
Do you think MouseSports knew this was gonna be Dusa?
No.
You don't think so?
No. I don't think
Because Phantom Lancer's pretty good, right?
it's alright. It goes both ways. Dusa ult is annoying as fuck for PL.
And it kills your illusions, but you doppelgang and it creates new ones, right?
Yeah.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Along with that experience at MLG Austin, where they unfortunately couldn't bring Kaiser Soze with them, but instead they had a stand-in, and that was Thug. Thug at the time was known as a Lina spammer, and that's exactly what they brought, especially against a very critical series against Evil Geniuses. And Thug has the opportunity to prove that his Lina, once again, can carry MouseSports in a critical Game 3 against against Invictus Gaming.
Evil Gaming.
Evil Gaming. That's the next squad. Synderen, we had some question marks about the draft. We saw like IG banning a lot of those anti-melee heroes, a little bit of those heroes. Then we're kind of theory crafting, like what kind of core IG going to pick up? What really wraps around? We knew this was going to be some core to carry mid. Is Dusa the carry that they needed though?
I think it's a pretty great pick in this game. What was it they banned? They banned Lycan, then Ursa, and then Slark.
30 seconds
Right,
so
to battle.
Heroes that really take advantage of like tank units, right? Like you just build up damage on Ursa, you build up stats on Slark.
Yeah, it's just that I was thinking if they banned these heroes that they wanted to run some sort of a melee core that they were going to put Repel on, and then they just wanted that hero to go crazy. But you can't really go crazy against certain heroes that deal really significant physical damage unless you have GA on. But regardless, they did go for the Dusa. I think the Dusa versus PL matchup is really interesting because obviously when PL gets a swarm of illusions with Diffusal Blade, that causes a lot of issues for Medusa. But on the other hand, she's also really good at getting the rune stolen.
Yeah, OP
okay.
showed that in spades.
Not really what I was going for, but we'll just go with it. Okay, so she can obviously use the Stone Gaze, and it's annoying for PL to play around, but it's manageable. You can do some nice plays with Doppelganger.
Isn't it like the we saw back the last time that Phantom Lancer was very commonly picked up? It was that that meta. I can't remember the patch, but it was like Gyrocopter was also being picked up at the time. And it was attempted. It was like thought of as a potential counter to PL. But what actually happened is that once you went late enough, especially with Doppelgang, it just proved that the AoE damage wasn't actually enough. Do you think it's kind of similar here, that while the Dusa Stone Gaze killing Delusions does something, it's not going to be enough later?
Yeah, I think so. If it goes late, PL is going to be really dangerous. However, they do have a Sand King, which I consider a really great hero against the Phantom Lancer in general. You have a good stun. Obviously, the Ag's nerfed, so it doesn't trigger on all illusions anymore. In the past, that hero just killed PL, actually, alone, more or less. Doesn't anymore. But you still have good AoE damage on a support hero, a targeted stun that can hit all of the clones so you can see which one is real. I think Sand King is all right, and that's why I was a bit confused they picked PL as well, because PL is generally an absolute last pick, like 10th pick of the draft. Sometimes it can pass as 9th like this, but there are decent heroes against PL in this game, I feel. I think Omni Knight's heal, Purification, is really good against PL. His illusions are bound to group up around the target. You can actually kill them.
Right.
You also have Fatal Bonds. That's a bit awkward sometimes to use, but it's passable, at least.
Yeah, it's mostly SK and Omni, right? That were already on the board, that were PL counters, and they grabbed it anyway. And
PL is a Diffusal carrier, though, so that's nice. Against Omni Knight, you can get rid of the Guardian Angel with the PL and lock on your target. But
do you think there was any chance they knew the Dusa pick was coming? Because there wasn't too many mid carries that were really left.
It's possible that they went for it with that reasoning. It's a bit all in to go if they're picking it. We think they're going to last pick this, so we want to counter that last pick specifically.
Right.
It needs to also have synergy with the rest that they have. It needs to be good at the rest against the rest of the lineup. But I mean, I don't know. To me, it looks a bit like a prepared strategy more than anything. Instead of prepared against Medusa, it's just prepared against the team or prepared with their lineup. Gonna see how it goes though. So far so good for the laning stage. Lina has a good time mid against Medusa. It's a fairly fairly easy matchup, I think, overall. Maybe it's also fairly even. Look at it. But relatively quiet here in the start. Now, let's talk something we talked in the previous games. Disruptor did not work so well in the first game for Mouse. It made a couple of good plays early, but then it fell off. I think this game we could see something similar.
Courier, maybe next time. May just be able to find this one. Oh, he sees it, but he can't get to it. And they're going to hide that Courier in the trees for the time being. So
IG, hands down, have better team fight. Like,
yes.
Just in theory with what their heroes can do, they have exceptionally good team fight. But last game we saw Mouse play around it very well. They might be able to do it again. All MNT gets scouted, and that did not work out at all, that rotation.
We also saw, though, the way, I'm going to reference the TNC versus Evil Geniuses game, where there was also a Phantom Lancer picked up by TNC, and what Phantom Lancer proved to be is that once he had the Diffusal Aghanims, he was exceptionally good at being able to prevent lineups that had better team fight, preventing them from being able to 5-man and push into you because of that spam. Do you think that is maybe one of the goals of Mouse here, is seeing a bench lineup, right? Knowing it's going to be a relatively fast lineup, knowing it's going to be pretty 5-man-y and pretty pushy, trying to keep that at bay with this Agh's Diffusal build.
That is completely possible, I think. That could be what they were thinking with it. I think in addition to being good at just spamming this out, they also have, obviously, that threw me off a bit.
Yeah, the crowd going a little bit wild. We're not sure why.
What's actually happening here?
What are we missing?
PL is good at splitting up the fight, is what I was getting at. He will try to flank you. He will try to isolate the supports and make it difficult. A hero like Warlock can be pretty nice against PL if you get a good bonds off and get a good ulti off, but at the same time, it depends on Doppelganger cooldown, and if he jumps you and just flanks you in the back, you have a problem. Like, Warlock has nothing to escape the PL. He will just get run down and killed. And if you flank the fight like that, where you get Warlock out of position, all of a sudden the enemy team's teamfight setup gets really difficult to execute. So that might be what they're looking for here, that maybe similar to what Lycan can do, where it just runs in the back line, just targets someone, you're going to die. PL can do the same with, for example, a Blink Dagger build. Just getting in the face of a support straight away and playing it around it that way.
And Disruptor as a support hero takes advantage of that kind of chaos that these kind of cores take advantage of, right? So maybe we'll see a more successful Disruptor coming out from Spartan. But they are going to try and get some damage onto OP, but he pops that Mana Shield. He'll be good now. It only looked okay just because they were going on it before the Mana Shield, but as soon as it's popped, it becomes way too difficult. Finish them off, they get a little bit more damage out there, but again, the nuke's kind of being kept at bay by an early pickup, the infused raindrop by OP.
Yeah, OP is not going for a bottle on his mid Medusa. He's going, as you said, the raindrop. He has the Ring of Aquila. As a result, his mobility is really limited right now. No boots, but I think he's going to buy them now. for his mid lane. Obviously, Medusa is a very, very tanky hero, so not the easiest hero for Bounty Hunter to really deal with us in that mid lane. But I still think it's a good play from MNT to just be in the mid and put some pressure. Like, there's very limited kill potential on the lanes. Bounty Hunter sucks at killing Omni Knight Sand King, for example. Like, that's just almost impossible. The bottom lane seems pretty solid for IG as well. So you try to pressure where you feel like you can have the highest impact.
The bottom lane is an Abaddon versus Venge Warlock. First of all, Abaddon's kind of happy with the way his lane is going. He's not really going to be overly threatened. He's going to be able to get some decent CS. But also, it's like ganking forward Abaddon usually requires some sort of disable, something Bounty Hunter doesn't quite bring to the table. So, as it is, his options are fairly limited. And as a whole, this laning phase is quite different from the one that we saw in Game 1 as well as Game 2. But that's also because MouseSports do have a very different game plan. And in many ways, so does IG.
Yeah, this has been one of IG's go-tos. I think they ran it at least once, maybe twice in the group stage, the XXS off-lane Omni Knight. They pulled it out against EG, and he had a really high impact. He was against Doom, and he got Doom multiple times. If it wasn't for that, he would have destroyed that game on his Omni Knight. So this is definitely comfort zone for IG as well. I think Spartan might be in a lot of trouble here. He is actually just mega dead.
Slowed down by the Cosmic Finale as well as the Degen Aura, and that, at almost 7 minutes in, will be our first blood.
This is a problem for Mouse, actually. I have a hard time seeing them setting up kills right now. Like, the only hero that can really successfully do it is Disruptor when he hits the level 6. But this support duo, you know, Bounty Hunter Disruptor as a support duo, when I see this, I think of, okay, you want some sort of carry that is really aggressive, really strong, can pressure and take advantage and get you ahead in the fight so that you can glimpse people back and get the kills. But this Omni Knight top is really making that very difficult. They can't glimpse the repel. Even if they do, he's very sustainable. And really, heal doesn't deal that much damage just yet. So the kill potential for MouseSports compared to Game 1 and 2 where they got off to really good early games, this time around, not so much.
They have a lot of, like, what I like to refer to as dead lane heroes, right? Like, heroes you just can't really gank. Omni Knight is super hard to kill. You've got the Medusa at mid. That's really not an option. We've seen the Bounty Hunter hanging around there, and it just doesn't even come close to a kill. And then bottom lane, you've got this Vengeful Spirit, who is maybe the most prime opportunity, but it's going to have to wait until this Lina comes online. And I think that's really where we come to the crux, right? Is that MouseSports, with this kind of lineup, are banking really hard on Thug having a good game and being a dominant.
He is not having a good game. If he dies here, nice movement from Thug, escaping this gank of Baboka. That was very, very close. Taking full advantage of the Fiery Soul to be able to just run left and avoid the backstab from the Sand King top lane.
XXS, if necessary, will throw out the repel and just walk away. But
he's like, whatever.
He's got Purification.
Thanks for the 10 gold, boys.
Yeah.
Juicy illusions.
Delicious.
Oh, he might just heal the wave here by himself. I don't know. Yeah. Oh, okay. No. Just running in circles. Good.
Skylark in some trouble here. Looks like swap back was used. Still looking for that stun. Skylark juking his way through the trees, but he's going to be spotted eventually here. Pops his head out. He's going to be gone down, but Thug is here. Maybe to gain the rebuttal, especially with that static field actually controlling some of these heroes. Q is going to be the marker here for the Laguna Blade. They pick up one. Can they pick up a second? Burning. Brought back by the glimpse, hit by the LSA right before it. They're going to be able to get a lot of damage into him. Burning knows he can't really survive through this one, so he's just trying to battle it out. Actually gets out of that kinetic field, and Thug is going to have to run him down with the Dragon Slave. Barely clips him, but it's enough. A double kill for Thug.
Very nice rotation from the Lina here to the enemy safe lane. Getting the 2-kill trade-off. That's one of the big strengths of Abaddon is, you know, some lanes can kill him, but it generally takes a long time.
Oh, no. Madara, he just got caught. He used Doppelgang right as the Purification went out. He's going to have to use a healing salve and juke his way through, but he just lost it. And now he's slowed down. He could be run down. He doesn't have a Doppelgang for another 10 seconds. Nice. A juke up into the trees gives him a little bit more to work with. 5 more seconds till that's up. He's trying to eat his way through the trees to provide another escape route. XXS has another Purification coming up. Doppelganger used. Run down. Skylark is here with the Aphotic Shield, and XXS may actually be in some trouble now. His mid will overextended. Pops the ultimate. Madara hiding his way into the trees. Burning spots him and eliminates him with the magic missile. At the same time, though, while we were watching that one, the Medusa ends up dying to Thug. So the Lina is beginning to have a very strong game with already 3 kills on the board.
This play was really funny to watch. It's like, that just reminded me of a pub game. There's literally an Omni Knight diving the tower for 30 seconds without TP support, but they were making a play in mid, and ultimately Skylark did come in, but it wasn't enough. So they got the trade-off at least, getting the the Deuce kill for the PL. I still think if you're IG, you're overall probably pretty happy with this. You got a lot of damage on the top tower. Your Venge rotation worked out. You're actually going to get the tower by the looks of it, so big advantage for them. Maybe next time. Yeah, maybe next time indeed.
Does get hit by the magic missile, but the fade time is going to be good enough. Bottom lane, Q throws out the Shadow Word on him. Warlock is got to be such a great support hero to run when you have a core like this that is willing
They
to
do have the
rotate
Golem. Are they thinking about this? Fatal Bonds?
They already get the stun out. The follow-up from Q, holding on to it actually. Feeling like the damage just wasn't going to be enough.
It definitely wasn't. If they have Epicenter there, that is maybe a play.
Thanks.
They can stun into Epicenter, and then when he uses Doppelganger, they can Golem right after, and we'll get multiple pulses, but not available for Baboka. He will, however, take the safe lane now. Like this idea from IG a lot. If you're playing support Sand King, you want a deep blink timing at least, so give him a lane, let the Venge, we saw, put a bit of pressure top first off. Now rotating in toward mid. Burning went for a Hood first item, by the way. Very unusual on this Vengeful Spirit.
Looks like he
Great
wants that
item. Great item this game.
Oh, Spartan, Kinetic Field, may reveal Boboka here as he tries to TP out. They get the glimpse to be able to stop the TP, follow up LSA, and Bobo is dead. Eventually. Hello? Test. All right, Thug's got it.
He just wanted to give, the little bit of hope, that glimmer of hope, and then snatch it away from him.
I was wondering if he wanted to give the kill to Spartan for Mana Boots. That could have been the idea, and then they were like, oh, whoa, don't let him get away. Still had vision on him, obviously, with Thunder Strike, so we'll get the kill on Thug. And Spartan has the gold for Mana Boots now, if that's what he wants. He might just go for a Force Staff again, similar to the previous game. Seemed to be very proficient with it.
Forward to get Thug caught here. The Warlock Golem is dropped. They immediately focus down Spartan. Thug is going to be able to get away. And honestly, all things considered, MouseSports should probably be happy with that one. Thug going down would have been disastrous.
If they can defend the tower, definitely. If they don't, I still think it's a good play for IG here to drop the Golem. If you can always get a tower, it's very nice. And in addition to that, by the way, they got the mid-tier 1. It's one of the strengths of Medusa that is maybe a bit overlooked. The hero is very good at pushing out waves all the time in this mid lane with almost zero cost. And Thug's rotations, it's similar to when you're playing against a Dragon Knight. Oh, missed a kill. Sorry about that.
Don't worry, the camera didn't.
Oh, good. Feel free to interrupt me if there's something exciting happening. I'm just talking.
It's
going down memory lane here. Okay,
I just wanted to hear what you wanted to say.
Yeah, so when you have Medusa mid, think of it as a bit like Dragon Knight. I think I mentioned that in the first game as well. Like if you leave this lane with Lina, this Medusa will take your tower. And Thug's rotation, sure, they were successful, but it's cost them 3 towers minute 13 right now. This is not good for MouseSports. Losing control of the map this early. PL is a hero that needs space, and the space is falling apart very quickly.
Seems like Mouse are trying to do everything they can with this duo. Spartan and Lina have queued up once again with the smoke to try and follow a kill, and that will be on a kill.
So there might be a glimpse attempt here from Spartan. He wants to get vision on Burning. Smoke broke. Not going for it.
Thought maybe he'd go for a scouting Kinetic Field. Sees Burning for a second there. Maybe they're going to set up for an attempted dive as soon as the wave pushes in, but
they know they can't kill him as 2, actually. This is a big benefit for him having this Hood. If he gets glimpsed and there isn't one of the cores there, he actually can't die.
Yeah.
The barrier plus the passive magic resistance of this Hood of Defiance is going to fully block Static Storm. And then, sure, you're caught in a Kinetic Field, but who's going to hit you?
Yeah.
Bounty Hunter?
And there's even the potential of, if he survives long enough, of an Omni-Knight rotation, right?
Absolutely. There's multiple heroes that could have just TP'd in and helped him. So good call there from Mouse not to pursue that kill. Instead, they're going to look to push out bottom. Spartan is set up in a good position again. Once again, very high level here on Disruptor, level 9, minute 14. Very, very nice for him.
See if they can lead things off. They don't have Chaotic Offering to get the initial stun, but if Burning can close the distance with his phase boots, a swap back into the Burrow Strike would be good enough to kill Lina. But Thug and Spartan back away at the right time here. Not feeling safe pushing too far forward. A double damage will be gifted to Thug.
Are you seeing this on XXS? Look what's in his quick buy.
Yeah, baby. Play it like in a Madden.
Remember
Midas into Radiance.
Remember the thing about the pub play top diving tower? He's going all in on pub play, man. Midas Radiance, boys. This is my Omni-Knight build. I've tested it in pubs. It worked every time. I'm sure it can bring us out of this really, really important game at the major.
He's got a Deuce on his team, and he's like, don't worry, guys. I'll carry this one with the Omni-Knight. Let me take this burden from you.
Either way, XXS is having a fantastic game so far. It's sitting at 6,300 net worth, and if you can actually finish out that Radiance in a decent timing, it would be a considerable boon to IG's late game.
Yep. They're building nicely toward it, that's for sure. They've got a 5,000 gold lead, actually, more than I thought it would be. The experience is about even, but this is the 3 towers and the slight out farm that they've had across the board with their cores. All 3 cores on IG are getting really, really good farm this game, and they scale well. I think when this goes later, the options, both teams definitely have options. I think a lot of the pressure lies on Madara's PL, who will now pick up the Diffusal Blade, it looks like. Yeah, does he have it? Yeah, he does. If you go Diffusal Blade first over something like Boots of Travel, it's with the mindset that you want to try to take fights and not just play the full farming game. So I'm curious to see if Mouse feel like later on this game will probably get out of hand and we want to try to hit this timing similar to what they did in the previous 2 games around this 20-minute mark where they want to fight.
Bottom tower is under attack.
It does kind of make sense for the current status of the game, right? Is that they're losing a lot of towers. It's just to IG. They need to stop this bleeding.
I feel like it's so hard for them to fight this MouseSports lineup.
Top tower is under attack.
It's difficult to set it up in a way that will prevent IG from just, you know, they have 2 defensive abilities we haven't talked about either. Well, we have talked about the Omniknight a bit, but they can use swap defensively.
Right.
If there's a kinetic field static storm, someone gets caught, Venge can bury herself, swap in, and just get covered by Omniknight.
Oh, that's an excellent kill. They can actually get it. XXS stuck inside the static storm, and it's going to be enough. They get a track kill.
Not there yet.
Oh, they actually send back Burning. Bulbica comes in with the epicenter. Spartan is going to be gone for by OP and Bulbica. Bulbica actually gets a 2-man stun with a stone case going out. Thug has to turn himself around away from this one, but the chaotic offering is there to stop him in his tracks. Maybe next time's ults are going to be caught. A triple kill for the Medusa at 17 minutes.
That's what you don't want to see if you're a MouseSports fan. That's like the worst thing that can happen is this Medusa getting so much gold. He ended Thug's kill streak. You can check the history here. He got 238 and 382, then 199. About 1,000 gold going Medusa's way with this fight. And now top 3 cores all sitting on IG's side. And I've got to say, again, how are Mao's going to incorporate this PL? Like, what's the idea here? He went for the Diffusal and Iron Talon, and he's just farming the jungle. And now he's going into travels. I think if you're taking this route, maybe you just build them in the opposite order and just travels first. You have the move speed, you just travel around the map, find the farm, play that way. Maybe he has to change his mind now. After that fight failed, I don't know. It's so hard to see these fights going MouseSports' way right now. Even skirmishes are difficult to pull off.
Yeah, I was with you on the Diffusal Blade. I thought even the Phantom Lancer, instead of defending bottom, maybe they'd go for a push themselves and try and force IG to react and get some sort of team fight out of that one. But it seems like this Diffusal Blade hasn't done too much for him, as MouseSports are constantly on the defensive, just playing for efficient farm. They already have 1 Hanamitis in their game. Batten has picked up his, looking to extend to a 3rd core potentially this game. Has the Vlad.
He has to. At this point, it's pretty clear.
Yeah.
The Abaddon in this game needs to get really farmed. The problem is when it comes to the graphs and the farming rate of this game, it just feels like IG will just be getting more out of the map. Their heroes are pushing the waves very nicely. The kill threat is keeping Maus on their toes, and they have to maybe sacrifice a bit of farm that they would else take. Look over on the IG side. How do you kill Medusa without PL? I don't think they can do it. Maybe a 4-man gank perfectly executed without Venge or Omni nearby, maybe. Apart from that, OP feels like he can't die. He's just going to be pushing waves, not giving a damn as long as he's PL. Mouse, what is the plan here?
I think one of the hardest things for Mouse is we see this game kind of play out. It's very likely IG are just going to take all the tier 2s, and when they go for the high ground with Dusa, you're actually going to force Mouse to initiate onto you. We already talked about what's going to be happening there. You're going to have a Repel, you're going to have Purification, you're going to have Swap into the Stone Gaze, and that's one of the big things, right?
And you have Golem.
Dusa just completely, cuts all initiation out. As soon as that Stone Gaze goes down, it's going to be so difficult for MouseSports to actually stop that constant push that is going to be coming in from IG in the next 10 minutes or so. But the Aghanim Scepter will do a lot for them, and that's what Phantom Lancer is going to be looking at next after he picked up that Boots of Travel. Will it be enough, though? XXS still working towards that Radiance, has the Relic queued up, sitting at 3,200 gold.
Pretty interesting. Omniknight. His positioning is super good right now. So Madara will obviously try to check behind the tower. Okay, no. I thought they were actually going to try to defend this with Omni Knight being able to backstab our flank and then just blink, stun Sand King to Purification, give him Repel and Epicenter them, but they will just give this tower up. Feel like they're not in a good enough position.
IG made the call for
and go for
Roshan, it looks like, yeah. So, and then that's what IG have been doing kind of this whole entire series, right? Is recognizing the risk-reward ratios and when they're off, right? It's just better not to go for that intensity. You could actually lose that one. You're in good control of the game right now. Better to just take the safer win, trade a tier 1 tower for Roshan, and then you can utilize that Aegis to go on the offensive.
This Aegis should give them the remaining tier 2s. If they read this correctly, there's just no way. I think this Medusa pick so far is proving to be absolute genius in this case.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Which means even more so that if MouseSports pick PL as a planned counter for Medusa, it has not worked.
No.
That is pretty much the short version of that. It has really not worked.
The Deuce already had an amplifier in damage, right, with the Vengeful Spirit. I think that's something that we've seen in the past that's been pretty important. And so the Deuce is kind of already on the line, but considering the huge amount of farm that he's managed to pick up bottom lane, Static Storm doesn't actually keep the kinetic field, though. Bobica slips out of that one last half second. The Sand King is bottom.
Courier kill from MST.
That's something.
He's going Midas on Bounty now? All right. Well, this patch is full of Midases, I know.
You got to be feeling real bad as Mouse, I think, right now, because they're looking at this and seeing IG are in full control of the game, and they have these great late game, extending heroes, Medusa being one of the kings or queens in this case, and they have 3 Midases to be able to work on. So it's not like even if IG stall out in the mid game, they're all of a sudden going to fall off or anything. They have that backup plan. So Mouse have to create some sort of level to make this even.
It might just feel like they have no choice.
Right.
I'm not saying this Midas is an awful choice. It's really not what you want to do right now, but he probably feels forced. Once again, their play potential is so minimal, he can't really expect track income. If he gets a couple of Curry snipes and time just passes, he will eventually get this Midas, and they can try to play this Midas into Midas gaming, wait out, play super late game, and hope to take it home. It's just, I'm trying to look at all the positives for MouseSports in terms of their fights, and I'm just not seeing at any stage going forward from this point. I'm not seeing the spike where I'm like, this is their moment of opportunity where they're stronger than IG. I feel like the time is gone. And the question is, was it even there in the first place? Was there actually a time when Mouse's lineup was better at something than IG? That sounds really brutal, But like, what are they actually excelling at that IG can't match or do better? They're just as good at pushing lanes. They're just as good. They're definitely better at team fighting. They're better at skirmishing. They're better at counter ganking and surviving. They're better at taking Roshan.
So you're saying with this draft, MouseSports have put themselves in a situation, they've given themselves the burden of having to outplay Invictus Gaming in order to win this game, and that is something that very
mid lane, MNT.
Pull out MNT, Epicenter, and a Burst Strike to finish him off, and he freely TPs away in full vision of the MouseSports team.
And it's not just so. I've been talking a lot about how IG have the top 3 farming cores. That is not all we should be focusing on. This Sand King has a higher net worth than the 2 supports and supports combined as well. And he turns into a core later on. This hero gets really, really strong when played in the support role if the game gets rolling like this.
It's a very disruptive hero in team fights, right? With the mobility and the constant stuns.
Extremely disruptive, and he can build a lot of nice utility items for the team. Right now we see him buying a hood. He might be going for a pipe or maybe just a casual hood here. Going into Yule's Scepter as it looks for now. Bobica, great disruptive item to have. And on the counter side, you look at MouseSports, and Bounty isn't scaling. Disruptor really isn't scaling this time around. He had good levels, like I mentioned earlier, but can't really use them to form into anything.
They should not feel comfortable with this one. Bobica's on his way, glimpse back, but he gets the Burrow Strike first. That stun will be enough for Bernie to be able to close distance. Looks for the swamp, couldn't quite get it. Static Storm TP out. That's a clever play from Spartan. Q thought about it. He thought real hard about it, but either looks like he canceled that one out. Chaotic Offering not worth the life of SSA Spartan.
However, Mouse did manage to get some really good push going here. They're actually going to get the top tier 2 tower, Madara.
And that'll be the act.
Great split pushing. Yep, Hagen is complete and 100 gold. Looks like IG mean business, though. There's a Scotty Manta Medusa with Aegis, Omni Knight, and Venge backing her up.
This Axe could not come at a better timing because Mouse are going to need
Is under
everything in their backpack to be able to deal with this upcoming push. All right, let's see. Let's see how these illusions deal with. Oh, look, they're already gone. OP's down to half mana. Still has an Aegis to work with, of course, so sieging this tier 3.
Got so much mana back there.
Oh,
Flames
back
are
there,
burning.
burning. That's a great kill. Canuck offering used down. Skylark still has his ultimate. Is going to be forced to pop it here. They back their way up to the shrines.
Nice hold.
And now push forward. Hoping to be able to get that extra kill. Maybe they get a glimpse back. But looks like everyone from IG. Great play from Mouse, but IG still makes sure that they don't bleed anything extra away.
They have limited tools and they're using what they have. The glimpse play there is more or less the only way I really envision them finding a kill, and they found a core.
Yeah.
So good defense from them. They didn't really lose too much on the tower, and the Aegis is expired now, so Juicer didn't get too much value out of that one. And all of this time, PL is getting bigger. And it's a Radiance matchup as well, by the way. Both Omni Knight and Abaddon have a Radiance each, so both of them will be farming a lot, pushing waves nicely. Arguably, just for the hero itself, in terms of its damage output and how well the abilities of it scales, the Radiance on the Abaddon is probably better.
Yes.
But it's still a good item on Omni Knight and one their team can definitely utilize. And the Radiance blind is actually annoying for PL. 17% miss chance. PL is not the type of hero that really wants to buy MKB if he can avoid it. So the Radiance will have an effect maybe the whole game.
But the Abaddon can accomplish a lot more with the Radiance by being a split pusher, which is what we're going to be seeing from this, right? It's going to be going maybe into a KP field. XXS should be okay, right? Repel. Maybe next time can slow him down, actually.
Dead.
Yeah, they're going to be able to get the Lance on him, maybe. The TP coming in from the Dusa. Is it going to be enough? He managed to get off the heel, and the Stone Gaze is out. They can't fight into that anymore. Madara has to back himself away, use the Doppelganger TPs away, and is good. So they force a reaction from IG, even if they don't get a kill. That's still something to be thankful about, as Skylark, or rather Thug, is farming the opposite side of the map, going for a similar build to what we saw from OP. He's already picked up the Maelstrom.
That was really impressive patience, by the way, from IG. I thought, you know, XXS were drawing it out so long that I thought, you know, he had TP on cooldown, he just used Repel. When Repel runs out, if he uses Guardian Angel, it's going to get purged. He dies. If he doesn't, they just keep hitting him until he has to do it. But they had a good read on how long time they had to bring in the Medusa to save him. And they did it just in the nick of time so that he didn't need to use the Guardian Angel. Instead, they will be using Stone Gaze, much lower cooldown ability, much less significant, I would say, right now than the Guardian Angel will be if a fight breaks out. But it looks like it won't.
I like how he switched up his quick buy. Initially, he was looking at getting a Yule Scepter, probably to defend himself against the static storm danger, but instead, he's going to be going for a Shiva's, another way to be able to help clear through these Phantom Lancer illusions, and even if they are still alive, help make them less effective with that attack speed slow.
It's a good item here for sure. And again, it's not your everyday Omni Knight game because there is Avenge. I think it's very important to keep it in mind that a lot of the times when you see Omni Knight picked, he is very positioning dependent because you can't get caught out. If you get caught out and you don't get your spells out, you're a completely useless hero almost. But in this case, they have two heroes covering each other.
Yeah.
And in addition to that, they have two big team fighters in the back. So, as mentioned a couple of times now, MouseSports to find fights is difficult, and they managed to find that pick on the high ground. That was probably a bit of a warning sign for IG that this is not the way to do it. I think they're going to wait for the next Aegis and try again, and maybe this time they just don't even send Burning to the high ground. They just have Medusa hit the tower alone. Oh, that's a bird.
Barrier is down. Maybe next time they TP out. That was a wealthy bird there. That was a full Yule Scepter from XXS. Not going to be able to claim it just yet. Smoke up from IG also renders itself a little bit ineffective. Maybe they can still find a support though. The 4-man smoke up straight into the top. Spartan, blink for blink is going to be matched. Bobacut not quite able to close that though. Spartan, is he going to be able to get off the abilities? He got off 2, but doesn't really get enough for MouseSports to be able to fall that one in. Down for 40 seconds.
That
Can
goes
IG
into
take advantage of this?
That goes into the book of most optimistic TPs of 2017. He got half a second in. It was very unlikely. Didn't work. Can they push high ground? Maybe. They can consider it. They don't have to, in my opinion. But knowing that Static Storm is down and there's no Disruptor for another 20 is a pretty big deal. After all, he was the problem that they had to deal with in the last fight.
But look at top lane
Radiant's
immediately.
top
Boost to
tower
travel.
is under
Madara
attack.
is going to start threatening a tier 3 of his own. Trying to force IG back.
Radiant structures are fortified.
And And sure enough.
Similar to Beastmaster's role in game number 1, keeping them on their toes.
Oh, there's a hero missing here, and it looks like Mouse are going to try and take advantage of this. Disruptor doesn't make any sort of Shrine TP play, though, to go for a glimpse. They're just trying to, it looks like, kind of hamper IG as they head back.
Yep, they forced another TP. Madara went on Boboka top, and he immediately called for help, so the Omni TP top as well. And Madara, he's playing very nicely around this board he has top. He has some good information to use to TP out with.
And as they start funneling heroes into the top lane to deal with his Phantom Lancer, he sees a continued presence. That's more time for Skylark to head to bottom lane, use that Radiance to push things out, and close in on that Aghanim Scepter. In fact, it's flying out to him already. So this Radiance Midas build from the Abaddon is paying out big dividends. It's going to be even bigger once he gets another 4 levels and has that critical level 25 talent plus 300 Aphotic Shield health.
Yep. Mouse has kind of closed the
Yeah.
a decent amount here.
That was pretty far forward here. He's going to be kind of caught. The glimpse back is going to be able to send OP away. They've almost finished off the Sand King. Spotted out here. Can't really blink himself away. Does get a flop though. Ends up dying anyway though. Thug managed to finish him off, and now he's going to be burning in some trouble as he's being threatened. They bounce meals around, and it looks like MNT is going to go down with the help of OP. He's now slowing down Skylark as well. Managed a little bit of upheaval. Is that going to be enough? Skylark didn't have any mana to see me out, but it doesn't look like they were able to do the damage to really threaten him.
IG saved their gem. The gem was actually on Sand King, so that was looking to be a really big pick for Mouse, but they couldn't get in and recover the gem. Instead burning. Grabs it, brings it back to base.
This split pushing of Mouse between the Abaddon and the Phantom Lancer is actually accomplishing a pretty decent amount of map control. Do you think there's any way that MouseSports can claim the big second Roshan objective for themselves, or is this just a guarantee that IG is going to take it?
That's pretty unfortunate.
Yeah.
I think no.
Well,
I'm going to go with no on this one, Cap.
Good call, Sinrin. A double damage Dusa.
I'll see if Thug can assert any sort of pressure. I really like the idea that Mouse are playing now, though, with the split push of Peel and Lina both going for the boots of travel and just looking to try to prevent IG from setting up a 5-on-5, because the one in the mid last time, it worked out, it got scary. They'd rather not even have that situation rise again if they can avoid it.
Madara throws illusions at that tier 3. Wobuka already set up to be able to stop it, but this time around, and this is the danger of the split pushing, right? You just assume that there's only one hero sitting around. Eventually, Mouse are going to try and punish you and actually back a lot of heroes up behind one of those split pushers and find a potential kill. Burning, nice! Gets a 4-staff out of that kinetic field just in time. That'll buy him some time. He's still going to be glimpsed back, and it looks like blown up. Does get another swap out. That's a decent one with the Stone Gaze going out. It's going to block a lot of heroes. Spartan as well as MNT going to be locked up on the left-hand side. We already have the Warlock going down. Skylark has his ultimate still on the bank, but he's going to be constantly slowed down by this Dusa and won't be left with a whole lot of HP. They start laying into him. Madara's actually out of mana as well, so this could be very bad for MouseSports in a second here. Skylark's going to be slowed down. He's easily done for, but can Madara get away? This is an even bigger kill. Madara has to turn around and focus on Boboka, but can't survive. Gets stunned up. MouseSports lose 3. A big fight there for IG after what was supposed to be a straight pick for MouseSports.
Super clutch play by Burning there. He did everything. I don't think he could have done anything better than what he did. He gets the perfect pike off getting out of the Static Storm. He gets glimpsed back in, gets the immediate swap after to get himself in a position where he can escape, get away. He uses the barrier, he uses 17 wands, gets a good stun out on the Lina so they get that kill, and gets himself away. And actually, all it cost them was Golem.
And look at what they've done. Dusa wins back. Deals with the split push real quickly while Burning, knowing that there's not going to be any fight from Mouse, immediately pushes in mid. They pick up the boots of travel by OP. They're going to be able to force a buyback, at least one of them. The Abaddon's already used his. Phantom Lancer doesn't have one. So 20 seconds without the PL where they can focus on this tier 3, looking to unlock those shrines.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Oh, that was not the glyph, I think, for Malice. That could have ended up costing them. There was actually no pressure on the tower. OP was already backing away, and they're going to be very happy with that.
Phantom Lancer will be up for the next push.
This is a big moment. There is no Golem, but there is the Aegis, and everything is ready on the Radiant side. Omni Knight still doesn't have a mobility item, though. No Blink Dagger or anything of the sort to get in with. Get a good GA.
Throws that man to the physical damage. It's going to be enough. It looks like, in fact, they even get the initiation. Thug already down to half HP, forced to pop his BKB. Skylark may be forced to do an early ultimate as well. Tries to TP himself away. Will manage to make it out. No, a swap actually stops him with Yule Scepter. Skylark, he receives not too much of a heal. Well, maybe I'd say that wrong. He's actually getting a full heal out of that one, doing a lot of damage over time to IG. They're all pretty low, trying to make his way to the shrine, but can't quite get there. IG are getting this push down, but Moderate is all pushing in the bottom lane, going for that tier 3 tower. So IG, full committal here, are going to be able to take the mid lane of Rax entirely, and Madara just hoping to be able to escape with the tier 3, it looks like. Pops the Doppelganger. Maybe he can still fight this one. They're going to try and stop the TPs the best possible. Maybe next time's already getting the track down. Hoping to be able to stop these with a potential Shuriken. OP is going to be able to complete his TP. But a Boots of Travel in from Melina could even things out. OP's here though. He's big, he's bad, and he means serious business. Madara already low enough. Bobica doesn't choose to focus him down. But a Boots of Travel in from Melina could even things out. OP's here though. He's big, he's bad, and he means serious business. Madara already low enough. Bobica doesn't choose to focus him down. Thug on his way back through the mid lane. May still be caught by IG. XXS and Burning are in the neighborhood. But it looks like he will manage to escape. So MouseSports, very nasty situation, but they make the best of it. They get a tier 3 in exchange for the mid lane that was going to go down anyway.
How long is left on this Aegis? There's another minute. So if IG are fast and they straight away go top, they might be looking at a second lane here. Warlock will have the Golem this time around. He's spawning in 20, could TP to the top shrine and move over. Alternatively, they chill, they push out their waves, lose their Aegis, and honestly, at this, do they even need it is the question to go high ground?
I don't think they do.
It doesn't seem like it. Guardian Angel, however, is on cooldown, so it's got a good 70 seconds on it, but IG, they're going to go straight away to bottom. This is scary stuff for Mouse. They're trying to get push in top with Madara. He still will need to kill 2 waves off before he reaches the base. And IG are going in straight away, but I don't think Mouse has a choice. Madara has to keep going up here. Nope, never mind. He will go home. This could get dangerous. They're losing a lot of damage on this tower. Surprisingly, OP is walking away. I think this is where you just burn your Aegis.
Yeah, you just
It's about to run out, so he might as well go and do some extra tower damage here. Maybe afraid of getting out of position.
Are beginning to get tinky enough that they survived through the nuke, so they're actually getting a lot of burn damage onto this this Medusa's mana shield. And there goes that the Aegis burn. So they get the full heal out. They'll take the charm.
The full out.
Oh, and back into it they go. After all, you said it.
Oh, they have a good ward in the base. Mouse has actually not found this ward. That was something IG was super good at in the previous games. They immediately countered
the swap back. As a result, is going to be able to get Thug. BKB is trying to run himself away from OP, but he's slowed down by the Scotty and isn't going to be able to do much. Skylark pops his ultimate just to try and help save Thug. Madara actually gets caught in the Stokies. He's going to die inside of it. He managed to get the Doppelganger out. Can he get back to base? The Radiant's burned and a flank for it. He got it. He gets sent all the way back, but not before he claims the life of the Phantom Lancer. A little loop-de-loop there from Spartan. Does manage to get him away from burning. Round 2, though, from Madara. And he needs to be able to force IG back with this one remaining life of his. A lot of harassment damage going down. OP is beginning to lose some of his mana from these illusions. Thug playing into it as well, but Mouse are actually receiving a lot of damage in return from all his split shot.
They still have Guardian Angel. They didn't even need to use it there. Bobica might be a sacrificial lamb here. He gets
sent back. Yeah, Bobica, he'll get a little bit of heal, but see you later, buddy. They take that one. Doesn't look like Mouse are really going to be able to pick up too much more. Looks like Q is going to be another sacrificial lamb. They're playing forward, managed to get an XXS. And no, they're not.
Nice turn on kill there on him, and he is. This Omni Knight's fat. He's really rich.
He's a big boy.
He definitely is. And it's only going to get worse when he gets level 25. The options of Omni Knight are actually both really, really damn good.
Yeah, plus 200 purification damage heal. Or 16%. That's a 50% slow from your Degen Aura.
Yeah, Degen Aura is pretty scary. I'm curious to see which one he chooses, because I would say most of the time you would take the purification heal, but given that he's playing against so many illusions, that slow plus the Shivas is actually 100 attack slow, more or less, against the PL. Pretty difficult for him to deal with, and he has to itemize attack speed as a result. He will be getting the butter. I think it's a good choice anyway. but MouseSports, they have one lane of Rax remaining. And Roche will not be too far away for them either.
You got to start getting a little desperate as Mouse, right? Because they still can't match up team fight wise. So this is where you get like super aggressive in your split pushing, right? You're doing everything you can to prevent IG from being able to 5-man into that last lane Rax.
Yeah. The problem is both lanes have super creeps and Mouse have none. It would be very different if Madara had managed to take this bottom lane, because then that would at least be an equilibrium and they could just push it a little bit and know, okay, we've taken care of this. But Madara is going to work overtime to deal with these lanes together with obviously both Skylark and Lina, who fortunately can help with it. It's just scary. This is where the pickoff plays come into play, that there's 2 Yules and a swap on the Radiant side. If heroes start splitting up, they risk their lives every time.
Yeah, that Skylark doesn't even keep on pushing out the bottom lane. He's just a little bit too scared. Now, IG have revealed themselves on the Shrine and take a peek into the Roshan pit, see if it's up. But as it is, you saw from the last fight, they don't really need that extra life.
Oh, maybe not. He blinked up.
Blink away,
No.
Burrow Strike. Guess left, Spartan went right.
Why was he even there, is the question.
Doing everything he can to push out that top lane.
He even had a gem. He was standing there. That's crazy. Got away, though. I guess he wanted to cast a Thunder Strike and then TP out, but wasn't allowed to. Here comes OP. No true strike on the Dire side. This Medusa with butter
Unstoppable.
is a nightmare to deal with right now.
Madara, he's got a talisman of evasion of his own, but his tankiness is only going to be able to do so much because they need to deal
Back
damage,
line.
swap back out. Thug, Stone Gaze already going out. Thug's trying to get himself ahead, but OP steps in front of Thug. They get the chaotic offering job. They're going to be able to bring down the Lina in the back lines. Burning has already gone down. Oh, actually, that's Q. But Madara, he's surrounded. Too much AoE damage. He's getting brought back. No buyback there from the Phantom Lancer and MouseSports. I highly doubt they're going to be able to pull out the damage.
Until destroying me more and more again and again.
They've been looking pretty good here on the main stage, and it just makes you wonder, they probably are a bit better. I will come back to this game with, they played against Newbie. They had a big lead, game 3, deciding game of that in the group stage. If they take that game, instead of matching up against IG, one of the favorites, they would have had an arguably easier matchup that their playstyle might have even worked better against. So all those saying group stage doesn't matter, you know, I'm not on board with that. I think seeding definitely matters, and at the end of the day, they're meeting an opponent that just seems superior overall.
IG with the flying V formation, OP in front, 2 defensive saving heroes on the sides, and the counter initiators ready to go the moment Mouse step too far forward.
Mouse are all in on trying to base race here. Madara is trying to get the first tower. They're already 2 towers down, though. Skylark ultimate.
There's just no way they're going to be able to beat out this damage. The 2 tier 4s are already gone. They're focusing on the throne. Half HP. Chaotic offering laid out. Spartans here, throws out the static storm. Can't stop the damage from OP, though. IG will finish things up in a game 3 base race, but it was the race between a jackrabbit and a snail, ultimately.
That wasn't really fair conditions.
No, it was not whatsoever. IG, too big, too bad. And
Spartan's like, oh well.
Even in a loss.
Writes, good luck in life in all chat. Laughs to himself. It's probably dawning on him, oh, well, didn't go the way he wanted. Goes down with a smile, though. Gotta love the guy. He's always very cheerful and happy. Probably just feels